Hey everyone, it's me Hamza and you are watching HTX. वेलकम बैक टू द चैनल। कैसे हैं आप? सब ठीक ठाक हैं? उम्मीद करता हूँ अच्छे होंगे, खैर खैरियत से होंगे। और आज जिस वीडियो पे हम बात करने वाले हैं वो है गुप्ता एम्पायर। इससे पहले हमने की थी, लेकिन उसमें आप कह लें कि गुप्ता एम्पायर जो है उसमें सिर्फ हमने जो डिफरेंट राजा महाराजा गुजरे थे उनके नेम्स थे, सीक्वेंस कह लें, या फिर कोई एज सच हमें ये नहीं पता था टेरिटरी कितनी है, मेजर इवेंट्स क्या थे, किन के साथ ज़्यादा उनका पल्ला पड़ा, ये सब चीज़ें नहीं थी उसमें। तो हमारे एक व्यूवर हैं जिन्होंने हमें लिंक शेयर किए और उनका ये कहना है कि ये बड़ी अच्छी वीडियो है। तो आइए देखते हैं, स्टार्ट करते हैं। उससे पहले हमारी रिक्वेस्ट है जी, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब ज़रूर कर लीजिएगा। शुरू करते हैं 3 2 1 8। ओके,
The Middle
म्यूज़िक।
Kingdoms of India. This time period lasted from the Maurya Empire in 200
मौर्य
BCE
एम्पायर।
until the rule of the Islamic Delhi Sultanate in 1200 CE. It's been estimated that for 1,000 years during this time, India was home to anywhere from a quarter to a third of the entire world's wealth. The Middle Kingdoms ended with India's medieval period, but prior to that was the Classical period, which is where we find the Gupta Empire and India's golden
क्लासिकल
age.
बिफोर क्राइस्ट। सही है। मेड इन हिस्ट्री।
We aren't certain
हाँ,
on
ये
the
चीज़
origins of
चाहिए
the
थी ना
Gupta
हमें कि भाई
dynasty,
क्या
but early
टेरिटरी थी।
records suggest King Gupta, whose honorific title
श्री
is Sri Gupta, founded the empire around 240 and ruled until 280. He would be followed by his son, Ghatotkacha, who would rule from around 280 until 319. They would be known as Maharajas, or Great Kings. In 319, Ghatotkacha's son, Chandragupta I, would begin his rule and become known as a Maharajadhiraja, or King of Great Kings. With the Kushan Empire to the north, King Chandragupta learned the importance of a strong army, focused on horseback. This, mixed with his marriage to the Likavi princess Kumaradevi, which gave him access to ore and mineral wealth and supplies, made him able to extend the empire's boundaries.
फर्स्ट ट्रू एम्परर चंद्रगुप्ता को कहा जाता
We
है।
aren't certain if King Kacha came next, or whether this was merely an alias for Chandragupta, or a rival to the throne, but in 335, Samudragupta took the throne. He is credited with more conquests, expanding the empire further, giving him the modern-day nickname of the Napoleon of India.
नेपोलियन ऑफ
Samudragupta would go on to take all of northern India, and march south on the eastern coast. He
समुद्रगुप्ता
was
का
a
बड़ा
benevolent
था यार।
king, and would be renowned for his poetry and musical prowess. Samudragupta
Multi-talented।
was also tolerant of other religions, a theme throughout the Gupta dynasty.
सही।
His eldest son, Ramagupta, would then become king. According to the play, Devi Chandragupta, Ramagupta would give up his wife, Dhruvadevi, to the nomadic Indo-Scythian king in the north to appease them. Perhaps smitten with the woman himself, Chandragupta II, brother of King Ramagupta, meets with the Indo-Scythians in disguise, and then assassinates the king, rescuing Dhruvadevi. Once returned, the princess renounces Ramagupta, who is eventually killed by Chandragupta, and he takes the widow as his own wife.
ओके।
Chandragupta would go on to extend the empire to its maximum. After subduing the western satraps, the empire would reach coast to coast. Because of the large territory, he would found a second capital at Ujjain. The arts would take off during this period, and Chandragupta's court would be filled with enthusiasts of literature and culture. Included are the Navaratna, meaning 9 gems, or 9 jewels.
ओके।
These cultural
Navratra।
geniuses would be at the
Sahi।
forefront of the literary arts. His reign would end in 414.
सही है, 34 साल।
We know much about this culture because of traveling Buddhist monks, one of which is named Fa Xian. This monk, who traveled to India from China by foot on a pilgrimage, tells us of a near paradise.
The snow and heat are finely tempered, and there is neither hoarfrost nor snow. The people are numerous and happy. They have not to register their households. Only those who cultivate the royal land have to pay the gain from it. If they want to go, they go. If they want to stay on, they
Yes,
stay
yeah.
on. The king governs without decapitation or corporal punishments. Criminals are simply fined according to circumstances. Even in cases of repeated attempts at wicked rebellion, they only have their right hand cut off. The king's bodyguards and attendants all have salaries. Throughout the whole country, the people do not kill any living creature, not drink any intoxicating liquor, nor eat onions or garlic.
Okay. पीसफुल हैं, उसको मॉन्क ने है
Trade was
हेवन
quite
गए हैं,
beneficial to the
जन्नत.
empire. Ivory was brought in from Africa, while herbs used for medicine brought in from East Asia. They themselves were able to produce gold bullion, grains, and spices. They also had links to the Sassanids and Byzantine Empire.
Okay.
The Gupta kings were Hindu but were tolerant and even promoted other religions. Donations were given for Buddhist monasteries, and places to stay were made available for Buddhists on pilgrimage. The famous Buddhist university, Nalanda, was said to be founded by Gupta, the son of Chandragupta II.
सही.
Gupta's son, Skandagupta, took over in 415
Skanda.
until 455, and is said to be the last great king of the empire.
Last.
He repelled a Huna attack in 455, but it crippled the region.
सही.
After his death, the empire was in free fall. The western territories were lost. In 480, the Alkan Huns breached the north, and by 500, the northwest was gone. Although the Huns were eventually driven out, the Guptas would not be in firm control anymore. The Huns had cut off trade, and destroyed centers of learning, and ravaged Buddhist monasteries. By
ऐसे ही था.
550, the Gupta Empire was no more, and North India was again divided.
Okay.
Although the Golden Age of India would end, the Gupta Empire was a success in terms of arts, culture, and the sciences. Chess was said to have developed here, albeit an early version, which would come to be known as Kacharaga. Infantry, cavalry, elephants, and chariots would be the equivalent of pawns, knights, bishops, and rooks. The base 10 decimal system also developed during this time. The world-renowned Kama Sutra, the Sanskrit text about human sexuality, was also written. Aryabhata would make
Empire.
advancements in math and astronomy. He proposed the Earth was in fact round, and that we can see the stars and planets because of reflected sunlight.
सही.
And, as that same sun sets on the Gupta Empire, so ends the classical age in India, as they enter their early medieval period.
गुड हो गया. प्रीवियस वन के मुकाबले में बहुत अच्छा था. काफ़ी डिटेल थी. सबसे बड़ी बात जो है कि एटलीस्ट मैप्स दिखाए गए थे, और सक्सेसिव जो सक्सेशन थी थ्रॉन की वो दिखाई गई थी, और तीनों पीरियड थे कि राइज कैसे हुआ, ड्वेल कहाँ हुआ, और फिर ख़त्म कैसे हो गया. ये सब जो है ना एक प्रॉपर कह लें कि इंट्रो आउट्रो और मिडिल सेक्शन ऑफ द वीडियो सारा बेहतरीन था. और ना सिर्फ ये सिर्फ बताया गया, बल्कि टेरिटरी के साथ साथ जो उन्होंने एंटरटेनमेंट, लिटरेचर, साइंस, ये सब काम भी किए थे, ये भी दिखाए गए. और जो वो मॉन्क थे, बुद्धिस्ट मॉन्क, उनका जो स्टेटमेंट था, जो चाइना से ट्रैवल करते हुए आ रहे थे, वो बताया गया कि ये भाई एक पैराडाइज़ है, कि टेम्परेचर्स भी ठीक हैं, जो हुक्मरान है वो भी बड़े अच्छे हैं, सिर्फ टैक्स कह लें वो देता है जो कल्टीवेशन करता है बड़े लैंड पे, और कोई नहीं देगा, रजिस्टर नहीं करवाने घर अपने. बहुत सारी चीज़ें उन्होंने डिस्कस की. तो आई मस्ट से वीडियो का टाइटल बिल्कुल ठीक है, द गोल्डन एज ऑफ इंडिया. क्योंकि देखें वो टॉलरेंट भी थे, चाहे डिफरेंट रिलीजन्स हों, लेकिन फिर जब हंस आए और उसके बाद फिर जो सक्सेसिव अटेम्प्ट स्टार्ट हो गई कि ये तो सोने की चिड़िया थी हिंदुस्तान, इसके लिए जो अटेम्प्ट स्टार्ट हुई, फिर वो आपके सामने है कि आज तक जो है ना मामलात सुधरे नहीं हैं. अच्छा वीडियो था, मज़ा आया देख के. उम्मीद करता हूँ आपको भी मज़ा आया होगा, और अगर आया है तो लाइक, शेयर, सब्सक्राइब. मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो में. अपना ख्याल रखिएगा. सी यू गाइस.